Hi, today we're going to talk about consultations with attorneys. My name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. I want to talk a little bit about the divorce lawyers and the free consultation. What's involved in that and how should that go? Well, first of all, in most cases, lawyers will conduct a free discussion about the generalities of a case. Don't expect in that quick phone call, that quick consultation, that you're going to get a whole lot of in-depth advice about your particular situation. You can expect to get some generalities. The reason why that is number one, you should not be sharing a whole lot of confidential information in that consult, because you may decide after pouring your heart and your guts out to one person that he's not the person for you. You got to do it to somebody else. And then a third one and a fourth one. Meanwhile, you're spilling your guts all over town. You really don't want to do that. What you should be doing is finding out the general proposition and just generalities regarding how the case works, how a given case typically goes, things about how much time they usually take, what they typically cost, these kinds of things. And that should be what you should really discuss. If you are satisfied with that, and if you think you have a rapport either with that attorney or with the firm in general because of your own research, then you might set up an opportunity to have, a strategy session. That's typically done once you've determined that you are going to hire them. It doesn't make sense to do strategy sessions, in advance of deciding whether or not you're A, going to get divorced, and B, you're going to hire that person because somebody else may have a different strategy, a different approach. They may all be good. They just may be different in how that works. You have to discuss your case openly. You have to understand that the case will typically involve a retainer, and it will typically involve an hourly rate. The retainer is not meant to cover the entirety of the case. It's just a deposit. It's meant to get you going. It's an amount of money paid upfront to start proceedings. It's not to end proceedings. I read a lot of posts where people say, I paid $3,000 and I haven't been to court yet. It's a comment that doesn't make sense in the reality of litigation. In the reality of litigation, your trial is the last thing that happens. It's not the first thing that happens. There's a lot of foundational work and discovery and all sorts of things that are done beforehand. And that's where a deposit begins to get used up. In most cases, your deposit's only going to go to stage one of maybe 5 or 6 stages of a case. So don't approach it thinking that I'll have a consultation, I'll pay a few $1,000s and, like buying a TV, I'll get the item. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way because as you're trying to accomplish something in your case, let's remember that somebody else is trying to impede you. The other side, you're trying to get custody, they're trying to take it away. You're trying to get the house, they're trying to take it away. All these things are going on. That's why it's not a fixed kind of thing like buying a bag of apples. It's a completely different arrangement. That's why you got to be careful. So in your first consultation, expect that most lawyers will talk to you. They will give you a consultation. If you can't get a lawyer on the phone and all you can get is a paralegal, call another firm, because there are plenty of firms where you'll actually speak to a lawyer and they won't give you specific advice necessarily about your individual case, but they can give you some generalities. And then about your case, once you decide that you want to strike up an attorney-client relationship with them in the form of a retainer and signing documents, then of course, there'll be an in-depth strategy session designed to fit your specific case. If you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.
248-588